I'm that one plant dude, and welcome back to Dream Daddy. Sorry to be just a touch late. I'm not gonna lie to anyone. I was flirting with a friend, and that's why I'm late to the chat. But only about like 4 minutes, and it's fine. Uh, last we left off, we had a successful date with Hugo. We had a successful date with Hugo. We went to the aquarium, and it was like a wonderful time. And he was just a sweet little boy. Now, here we are. And... Alright. It's time for art walk time. Damon and Hugo invited me to the monthly art walk in downtown Maple Bay. I've never been to one of these before, so I'm not quite sure what I'm in for. I think I'm here a bit early. I don't see Damien or Hugo anywhere, and I feel just a little uncomfortable standing amongst all of these fancy art people. Reptar? I turn around, it's Joseph! Joseph, what are you doing here? Joseph scoffs at me. Oh, god damn it. What am I doing here? How could you ask me that? I'm obviously a huge art, appreciatist? Okay, fine. Damien invited me to this art walk thing. I'm guessing he invited you too? Yeah, admittedly a little out of my depth here. Thank God. I thought I was gonna be the odd one out. Are you allowed to say that? Say what? You know, thank God? Yup. Actually, I get double points when I say it, since I'm a minister. The points get you into heaven. That's how it works. I don't think I'm gonna go on the record and say that is in fact not how that works. Anyway, where are the guys? I look around and I spot Hugo and Damien, who seem to have just arrived at the gallery. Christ. Good eve. Evening, friends. Who's ready for some art? You know, I love looking at paintings that are in frames and also paintings that aren't in frames. Art is good and stuff. Well put, Reptar.
Hey!
All you have to know is that if you're ever feeling overwhelmed, there's generally always a table that has free wine and cheese. I like art now! I've got the table in my sights. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to help myself to some tiny wines. Let's art talk. So, what's this first place? This particular artist specializes in landscape paintings of various locales within the American Northeast. I look at the art. It is red art. At the risk of sounding uninformed, do all of these landscapes look like butts to you guys? Damien and Hugo lean in, examining the paintings in earnest. It would appear as if you are correct. Valid assessment, Reptar. Hey, this art stuff's pretty easy. Oh, it gets more complicated. Sometimes the butts are more symbolic. Sometimes the butts are metaphors. Sometimes art is about the butts they don't draw. Interesting. Joseph returns to our group with tiny cheese and wine. What'd I miss?
Hey!
Butts. Shame. The cheese is nice, though. Shall we visit the next place? And I'm so sorry for any of my, like, vaguely, you know, English accented people. I'm a butcher all this shit. I'm doing my best. I am just a little guy from the south. I'm doing my best. from the American South. Uh, we leave the first gallery and walk a few minutes before we reach another one. This gallery is a bit more crowded. Huge paintings of... I'm not even sure. Hang on the walls. Oh. Oh, jeez. What am I looking at here?
Hey!
This is abstract art. I think the more important question is, what does this art mean to you? I stare at the painting, concentrating as hard as I can on its meaning. It's a metaphor for the human condition. Reminds me of my childhood. It represents strife. It's a butt. It's a butt is the fun answer, and it's a good way to win points with Joseph. But if I'm being completely honest, the clean-cut khaki, while I'm sure it's fun and dandy, I have no interest in being your queer outlet, you know? I have no interest in being your closeted boyfriend. I'm gonna pick it represents strife. I'm not gonna date Joseph, by the way. If anybody wants to see somebody date Joseph, like, I'm not your guy. It's a profound statement on the commodity? Yeah, the commodity. Words are difficult. The commodity of the struggles of survival. That's really powerful, Reptar. Care to expound upon it? Yeah, with pleasure. These vivid, simple forms communicate oh god, okay. That is betrayed by the raw expressiveness of the brushwork, which in a way speaks to the essential nature of human experience. The scars left by the passage of time and the turmoil of contemporary life are both contextualized and deepened by the rose-colored echoes of the preodepial consciousness.
Bleh.
Slow down there, Reptar. Do us a favor and keep it simple. It's a butt. Everyone else stares at the painting. Yeah, that's definitely a butt. While a valid assessment, I can't help feeling that your initial judgment may be closer to the artist's intentions. Maybe you're underestimating just how much artists like butts. You are a servant of the Lord. We're all God's creatures. Even butts. Never mind, you know? Butts are God's creatures. Comparing this piece to the artist's body of work, I'm pretty sure this represents the sense of isolation he feels creating traditional abstract artwork in a field that's rapidly moving towards digitalization. Wow, how do you figure that? That's what it says on the place card. Oh. Let's look at a few more of these. We walk around the gallery, sampling some more of the artist's work. I almost hate to say it, but abstract art is kind of growing on me. It's interesting that the artist chooses not to let their work be defined by, what's the word? Realism? Realism. As we're looking at one of the paintings, a patron scoffs loudly. Psh! I could do that.
Oh.
Excuse me? Oh, fuck. Hugo, not here.
Oh.
No, come back here. The patron walks away, not noticing Hugo fuming right next to him. You say you could do that, but you didn't. You don't seem to have the intellectual depth or the artistic skill to execute a piece even a fraction as impressive as this one. Art is the truest expression of the self, and it seems like your self is bad, so your art would be bad. Hugo's insult game isn't the best, but there's no denying his passion. Damien is holding him back at this point. Could you imagine holding somebody out back because they get so, like, kerfuffled at an art showing?
Oh, no.
Friend, he's not worth it. Hugo manages to cool down. He smooths his jacket. I'm sorry. I love art very much. We know, buddy. Pat Hugo on the shoulder. You know what would ease the mood? Is it cheese? No?
Oh.
It's wine and cheese. Co-signed. The four of us head over to the wine and cheese table, which thankfully is grounded in realism and is actual wine and cheese.
Oh.
We've got one last stop on the tour. You lot feeling up for it? Is it gonna be any weirder than this art? It is absolutely weirder than this art. Let's do it.
Hey.
Damien, Hugo, Joseph, and I walk over to a performance in the street. Several masked performers in leotards undulate wildly on the ground, screaming both at each other and us.
Oh, Cracker Barrels.
So, quick question. Shoot. What is happening? I second this question. Performance art. What does it mean? Again, I pose the very same question to you, Mr. Rexus. It's gonna be buds. What do you think they're trying to say? I believe it's less about what they are saying and more about why they're saying it. I think there's something special about performance art with almost every other form of art, music, painting, photography. The artist uses their medium as a conduit for their emotions. With performance art, the medium is the artist. It's the purest expression of raw human emotion. It's art as catharsis. That's beautiful, Damien. So, what you're saying is, if I start making really loud fart noises right now, it's art as long as I, really mean it? Damien fixes him with a hard stare. Oh, bro, you're never invited to the art walk again. Get fucked.
Hey. Yeah.
I was gonna start making fart noises, but based on the look on your face, the joke isn't gonna play well with this crowd. Wise. We watched the rest of the performance as earnestly as we can, and clap politely after the dancers screamed their way off stage. Whew. I think I'm all arted out. Agreed. We all decide to walk home together. Make our way back to the cul-de-sac, tiny wine and tiny cheese sloshing around in my stomach. I think what I've learned tonight is, and not just what I've learned about art, which was nice and extremely informative, but I've learned tonight is that when you put a bunch of tiny wine and tiny cheese together, and too much cheese, the tiny cheese lulled me into a false sense of security. I felt safe with the tiny cheese. Wax wings too close to the sun. Cheese wings? You would melt in the sun too. Those would melt in the sun too, and I feel like there's more appropriate imaging. Plus, it'd be delicious. A nice Emmentaler, possibly. Hey, if you guys were painters, what would you paint? I actually dabble in oils. I mostly paint landscapes. I'm not very good, but it's a nice way to pass the time. I think I would focus on personal portraits of people in unique professions. For example, luchadors. Would you paint luchadors? Look at him. Look at him. I think I'd paint boats, seascapes, maybe some lighthouses. Mostly boats. You just want to be so free. You don't want to be a youth minister. You want to be a salty, sail boy. You just want to be a twink at sea. And that's okay. That's okay, Joseph. Be your twink. Live your best life as a bitchy little suburban twink. Really? Yeah, I'm surprised you're choosing boats in favor of the long history of religious imagery and artwork. What? Boats are cool. What about you, Reptar? Tasteful nudes of the artist. Art is a money-making business. I know what sells. We finally get to the cul-de-sac. Alright, boys. Good art? Good art? Agreed. See you guys around? We're all neighbors, after all. Head inside to deal with my inevitable cheese over. If the police are driving behind you, don't give them probable cause to pull you over.
Welcome. You've got dads.
Alright, let's see if we can get on a date with Damien. How do you do? I finally decide to join this informative superhighway. I'm not entirely sure this works, but I'll try my best to understand. I love long strolls to the graveyard, spending time with my son. Chat about the latest Victorian fashion, the inevitability of our own demise, or black cats. Please send me a letter. Trick. Fair. Coffin. Pronouncing bosom correctly. Bosom? Bosom. I'm probably pronouncing it incorrectly. It's just the South. Fair. Foreign art house horror. Tonight, we're at an industrial dark wave club in Berlin. The music drums to the beat of our hearts. Ooh. An upside down cross. Mortalities. Fair. Honk. Drink plenty of water. Always have your emotional support water bottle. If you don't have one, I'd recommend it. Damien seems really interesting. A little odd, but interesting. I think I should hang out with him and get to know him a little better. I navigate to Damien's dad book page and type in a message. Hey, dude! You seem cool. We should hang out sometime. Why? I sit there for a minute before I see Damien typing. But then he keeps typing and typing. Man, this guy writing a novel? I leave the computer to make some coffee. And he's still typing. I sip my coffee and the computer finally dings. Reptar, I must confess my excitement to be receiving your kind letter. For, as you see, I do find myself available to enjoy your company. I must ask for your forgiveness, forever, as I believe our first meeting did not paint me in as gentlemanly a manner as I would have liked. Oh, well, I would be highly flattered to enjoy your companionship at my residence, an afternoon tea and a stroll around my garden. Should it please you, till then adieu. Yours, humbled, D. Bloodmarch. I stare at the screen and reread the letter several more times. Hey, Amanda, can you help me with something? Dad, for the last time, I'm not popping your back pimples. No, can you interpret this for me? I turn the computer to Amanda and she squints at Damien's message. I don't understand net speak. Like, is this how you kids communicate with each other now? Oh, totally. This is a hot new thing. See, Dad? We got over saying lol and lamau or whatever and decided that all we needed to do is bring it back to the 1800s. So what do I do? Where's your pen and quill? What? Did you forget to unpack the pen and quill? Dad, how will we address the nobleman in regards to your upcoming debutante ball? Okay, now I know you're messing with me. Father, without a proper chaperone, you'll never end up with a suitor worthy of our land. Or our dowry. Or... So you read Pride and Prejudice for school one time, and now you're reciting things you know about it back to me, aren't you?
Oh.
Like the first 5 pages, then I read a review of the movie. Still got a B, though. Great, so what do I say to Damien? I've got this. Amanda reaches over me and types on the keyboard. Sure thing, dude. Regards, Reptar. Amanda hits send and smiles. Well, I suppose that's that. I make the short walk over to Damien's house, and, well, I guess you can't really call it a house. It's more of a manor, estate. The Gothic architecture looms above the other homes in the cul-de-sac. I walk past a couple of gargoyles guarding the front door and look around for a doorbell. There doesn't seem to be one. There's a knocker. Use the knocker. I pull the large, ornately carved bat's head door knocker back, and a hollow sound echoes throughout the house as I strike it against the door. I wait several moments before the door slowly creaks open. It's a little creepy, but I enter the home and I take a few steps into the foyer. Nothing in the oil portraits of who I assume are dead relatives. Noting the oil portraits. hanging on the wall. As I'm admiring them, the front door slams shut behind me. Hello? Silence. An oil lamp on the counter flickers dimly, casting ominous shadows against the wall. Why do I feel like all the people in these paintings are staring straight at me? Why is it so cold in here for Damien? I'm scared. Reptar, pleasure to have you in my home. I look up and see Damien standing at the top of a majestic staircase with a walking candle holder. What's with the door slamming shut? Oh, sorry. There was a draft, and the door creaking open when I walked. I accidentally left the door unlocked. And the creepy oil paintings? I like oil paintings. Right.
Oh.
Please, let me show you around. Okay. Damien leads me around his house. Son, are you alright? Thank you for getting somewhere and getting settled. Don't yawn at me. I didn't do nothing to you. I love... Oh, what a boy. Damien leads me around his house, showcasing his parlor, sitting room, auxiliary sitting room, and parlor again for some reason.
Oh.
This is one of the older homes on the block, yes, but no one near as old as the architecture might suggest. Through extensive renovations, I have been able to craft a residence that is both historically accurate to the Victorian period and equipped with the amenities of any modern dwelling. We walk past a door covered in bumper stickers, caution tape, and a black parade poster. Did they listen to My Chemical Romance in the Victorian era? That's my son's room. You know the rebellious teenagers are. Onward, onward, there's more to see. We reach a door at the end of the hall that Damien opens with a flourish.
Oh.
And this is the library. The sunlight streams from floor to ceiling arched windows, and the walls are lined with packed bookshelves, and even more books are scattered over the period-appropriate furniture. Damien is clearly really proud of this room. I'm gonna pick up a book. You know, Reptar, in the Victorian era there was some controversy surrounding reading. Many people thought the more tawdry novels would encourage youth to a life of crime but cause too much of a distraction from work and school. I pull out a book at random and examine the worn cover. Opening it, I turn to a random page and read aloud. Okay, hold on. Naruto struggled against the chains that Sasuke had bound him with. Shirtless and out of breath, he looked up at Sasuke. Sasuke smirked, unbuttoning his ninja pants.
What?
Are you telling me that Damien was like the first person to think of binding a fanfiction in leather novels to disguise them in his home? That's incredible. That's... Alright. I think that's enough. Damien snaps the book shut and puts it back on the shelf. That's a rare book from my private collection. I walk to the window and I'm greeted by a beautiful view of Damien's backyard. It showcases a beautiful view of the rest of the cul-de-sac. Hey, I can see Craig on his lawn. He's doing push-ups with his daughters on his back. Damn. He sees me and waves happily, doing push-ups with one hand now. Damn!
Oh.
Did you know that Victorians spent at least 20 hours a week gazing longingly out of full-length windows? Wait, really? No, but the Victorians did appreciate telling a good joke. I walk up to the glass display of pinned bugs on the wall. It's pretty impressive. Nice bugs. I pinned them all myself. Maybe I could show you how sometime? I feel like this character is like low-key based off of Susie. I'm concerned I would stick a pin right through my finger.
Ah.
The pin is gambit. Is that a thing?
Hmm.
No.
Mm.
Please, would you join me for tea? I follow Damien to his sitting room where finger foods have already been set up on a beautiful tiered silver tray. I take a seat on one of the high-backed chairs as Damien pours and serves me some tea. I can't believe we're having a high tea. I never thought I'd get to do this. Damien smiles to himself.
Oh.
It's a common misconception that high tea refers to wealth, a class of people enjoying it. But in fact, high refers to both the later time of the day, that the working class had to enjoy tea, at the height of the tables on which they were served. Oh, my dear friend, we're currently enjoying afternoon tea. That's informative. Damien takes a seat next to me and serves me a tiny sandwich. It seems like you've really put a lot of work into this place. Thank you.
Huh.
No one's ever complimented my home before. Hell, I can barely get magic salt and pepper shakers in my place. Look at what you've done. I'm kinda jealous. That's very generous of you to say. What got you so interested in goth stuff? Well, when I was a young boy, my father... Did he take you to the city? Sorry? Did you guys see a marching band? I am afraid that I don't understand. You're serious. Of course. But it's, you know, the song. Amanda made me listen to it. Seriously? I'd love to see a marching band. Nevertheless, I've always had a love for art, history, and fashion. What started off as a small hobby of collecting taxidermied animals grew into sort of an obsession. It's a privilege to be able to appreciate the lives and culture of those who came before us, I think. Why not go all the way? I like not dying when I catch a cold. He takes a sip of tea. Fucking fair enough, shit. I can acknowledge that there were many terrible things about the Victorian era, and try to live a life that strictly aligns with those ideals would be admittedly horrid. But I think it takes a critical mind to truly appreciate something to the fullest, to be cognizant of its flaws and love it all the same. Tell me, Reptar, do you have any hobbies? Aw, man, do I? I don't know if I care about anything the way you care about this stuff. Well, I'd love to hear about your interest. Hearing someone talk about the things they're passionate about is intriguing. Fuck, quick sounds sophisticated. Yeah, the soap making videos. Sure, yeah. Soap is, an important advancement in modern society. Getting rid of germs and stuff, I would say the people who make soap are the true heroes here. To watch them work is an honor. I, tried making some of the Amanda once, and we both had to go to the doctor for the rashes. Which I guess goes to show that we should leave it to the professionals. We finish our tea and
How
finger
delightful!
sandwiches. Come, I have one more thing to show you. Damien takes me around the back of his home, where a variety of flowers flourish in beautifully landscaped rows. A small stone path weaves through it, and butterflies flit lazily through the air. My garden. It's beautiful. Thank you. Victorians took flowers and floral arrangements very seriously. You see, it was considered uncouth to discuss personal and romantic relationships in public, so lovers and friends alike would use bouquets to send secret messages to each other. Each flower and plant is symbolic of different feelings. Even more interesting is that one flower could mean different things depending on the other plants it was paired with. One had to be extremely careful. Even the style in which the ribbon was tied around the bouquet affected the image. Damien leans down and plucks a gorgeous bright orange flower off a vine. Lilium bulbifarium. Bulbifarium. The orange lily. What do you think this one means? Thou art the tightest. The orange lily is actually symbolic of pure hatred. Ooh. Well, and that's precisely why floral arrangement is so challenging. What's your favorite type of flower? Snapdragons are pretty cool. My actual favorite flower, I really like the abstract little like a doodle they did for the garden. I think that's fun. I'm gonna pick snapdragons. I'm just gonna pick snapdragons because I think they're super fun. They are not my favorite flower. I am a simple boy. My favorite flower is a tulip. Because they're cute. You can do that thing where you squeeze them so it looks like they're talking. What a lovely choice. I'll have to remember that when I put together a bouquet for you. He would put together a bouquet for me? No one's ever given me a bouquet before. I follow Damien down the footpath and admire more of his beautiful flowers. Suddenly, a phone rings. Oh, Reptar, will you excuse me? I must take this. He pulls a cell phone out of his pocket. I'm a little surprised it's not a rotary phone. Go for it. Damien smiles and walks back to the house. I take a deep breath and enjoy the heavily perfumed air. What a lovely yard. This makes me wish I'd put a little bit more effort into that garden Amanda and I tried to start one time. Our watermelons grew to the size of cherry tomatoes and immediately died. Oh, hey, a gargoyle. Oh no, I knocked over the gargoyle. The police are driving behind you. Yeah, sure. Oh my god. Okay. So that's a wide piece. Yep. Oh god. Yep. Oh god. Okay, so that's the body. Yep.
Goal!
Oh my god. Thank you so much. Oh shit. The solo kid from Charlemagne is the greatest guitar from Kid Charlemagne is the greatest guitar solo ever recorded. That was a close one. Oh, here comes Damien. He looks upset. Riftar, my sincerest apologies to have kept you waiting. There's an urgent matter with which I must attend to, so I'm afraid I must take my leave. No problem, dude. Everything alright? Damien worries the hem of his coat with his fingers and looks away. Everything is perfectly fine, but it's Lucian. What's wrong? He needs me to come to the school post haste. Do you need help? Oh no, you don't have to. Let me come with you. The stats gotta stick together. You're right. This is one of Lucian's more elaborate stunts. I would greatly treasure having another parent by my side. Let's go! Damien and I walk into the school and we are immediately greeted by an anxious-looking Hugo. Hey, Damien? You're here in record time.
Oh, no.
I wouldn't miss it for the world, dear friend. Oh, wow, whatever it is, it doesn't seem like this is Damien's first time to the my kids are in trouble rodeo. What is it this time? This, Damien, you're going to have to see to believe. Damien and I fall into step behind Hugo, who leads us through the busy corridors of the school. We pass by several classes in session, and I vaguely wonder if Amanda's around. Hugo eventually ushers us into a small boiler room with a flight of rickety stairs leading down into the darkness. Watch your step. I can hear the faint voices drifting from the basement, and they don't sound happy. I'm led to the depths of the school. I recall the antics I got into as an angsty middle schooler. At least I had enough sense to stay out of creepy basements. We find another teacher in a boiler room tucked away in the back of the basement. With him are Lucian and Ernest, Hugo's son. Lucian has a bloody nose. Thanks for coming. I can't make fucking heads or tails of this. I look around at the scene of the crime and see a bunch of bricks and some masonry tools scattered around. What happened here? Ernest punched me. Lucian tried to kill me!
What?
The room falls silent. I was not trying to kill you, dumbass. I was trying to build a brick wall around you and see what would happen. You promised me there was wine down here. You fucking tricked me.
Huh.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a second. Lucian, did you try to cask of Amontillado? Ernest? I'm neither confirming nor denying that. I turned to Damien and whispered to him, What's cask of Amontillado? It's a classic Edgar Allan Poe short story where the man gets his enemy drunk, lures him down to his cellar with a promise of a wine of fine vintage, and then buries him alive behind a brick wall.
Oh.
Where are your eyes, bro? Ernest has no eyes. I would like to point that out. That man is so fucked up, no eyes. It's a lovely story. So wait, Lucian, you tried to do that to him? I was curious to see how it would turn out. I wasn't actually gonna leave him there. What was the thought process here? That Ernest was just gonna sit still while you slowly built a tomb around him? Well, it worked for like 20 minutes because he's an idiot. Then he realized I had lied about the wine. And you were cackling manically! That sort of tipped me off. Ernest, 20 minutes? Dad. Whoa! It took you 20 minutes. Son, did just an entire 2-week unit on the cast of Amontillado and it took you 20 minutes to... Did you even read the story? I read the first 5 pages and then I read a review of the movie. Huh? It's only 5 pages long and there is no movie. Yeah, you're right. I paid Lucian to read it for me. Actually, he didn't even pay me. So when you think about it, this was me teaching him a lesson. Damien and Hugo both have their heads in their hands. You guys are always telling me to engage in literature, and I did. I don't see a problem here. Alright, I'm filing this under what the hell. Don't do whatever that was again. You two are both suspended for a week. Ernest and Lucian high five. The teacher starts to stomp up the stairs. Hugo, I'll cover your class. Take your son home. Mr. Bloodmarch, you too. Thank you for your mediation. We all head up the stairs and out of the school in silence. What the fuck? What the fuck? Also, I think it's interesting that we don't see anybody else's like vehicle, even though we probably rode in Lucian's car, not Lucian, in Damien's car, but yet it's still our like silly little indie mess. I'm not going to therapy again. I know, son. It's entirely up to you whether you want to go or not. But I care about you, and I can see that you're struggling. So if you decide that you would like to speak to a professional about your feelings, we can do that too.
Huh.
Maybe you can spend this next week looking for a summer job. I know how much you want your own car. I can't believe Damien's keeping his cool. I'm impressed. Fine. Thanks for not freaking out too hard. I love you, son. Lucian continues to stare out the window. I love you too. We spend the rest of the drive in relative silence. Oh. The moment we pull into the driveway, Lucian hops out of the car and slams the door and runs inside.
Oh.
I didn't expect to have that conversation in front of you. He and I have a lot we need to work out. It's okay. All things considered, Lucian's bricklaying was pretty good, so there's your silver lining. There is that, yes. You were a lot more diplomatic with him than I would have been. I just want what's best for him, and I don't think yelling at him would do either of us any favors. It really does. You're a good dad. See you around soon?
Oh.
It would be my honor and my pleasure. Damien bows with a flourish. Classy.
Ah.
I come home to find Amanda curled on the couch with a blanket, watching TV. I plop down next to her. Yo. What you watching?
Yeah.
Tiny House Hunting Brothers, Extreme Edition. Ugh, I hate this show. The couple on the screen bicker back and forth while standing in an extremely small house made out of recycled bottles. Tiny House Hunting Brothers are watching them with bemused expressions, both of their heads touching the low ceiling. I told you I wanted a two-bed, shabby chic cottage. This house doesn't even have a bathroom. But honey, the outhouse is only 20 yards away. It's not that bad. I am not pooping outside, Greg. Why don't they just get a regular-sized house? I don't know. How'd afternoon tea go? It got strange. We had to go to the school to pick up Lucian since he tried to. He lured Ernest down to the cellar with the promise of fine and vintage wines and tried to brick him into the wall, right? How did you know that? Has everyone read the story except me? Lucian live-streamed the entire thing. This entire day is beyond me. But otherwise, it was a fun day. The Damien guy's a character, but he's really good company. And a surprisingly diplomatic dad. I think his style. You know what? Me too. Smile as often as you can. It will make others around you feel more comfortable. Yeah, come on. Let's see our points.
That was just bricky. Bricky as in the Victorian term for good.
Okay, sure.
Welcome. You've got
Okay.
dads.
I think I'm gonna leave this one here. But this was fun. I really like Dream Daddy. And I will just ping pong off of all of them. I know through my own personal playthrough, like, that Hugo is difficult. Specifically because you have to have, like, trivia knowledge and things like that. But, if we fuck up his date, it'll be okay. We'll just redo it, and I'll do it off camera, and I'll make sure we get to sleep with Hugo. But I'm that one plant dude. You can make sure to follow me on all of my socials across the board. And I will see you guys tomorrow for God of War. Goodbye.